Inong yalam bat kirkot jang seng Bharatiya Janata Party BJP kila Bynniaw bat diaw mensim bak sorkar NDA kamla ban pelong an Tylli ki an rew lani ki bil balawanra ha ka ying darbar Lok Sabha. Kino yalam jong ka BJP ha keleng ki jala kari India minta kila pelong ki jing yalang ban yathu pat ba ya kani ka jing bamla ban penong an namar bun ki seng na kaliang persya kila kentat mardor ban penong an ye ki Tylli ki an rew. Kini ki an rew Tylli ki long Constitution Shispa Lifeway Amendment Bill arhajar arpun rew Delimitation Bill arhajar arpun rew but ka Union Territories Laws Amendment Bill arhajar arpun rew. Ka Constitution Shispa Lifeway Amendment Bill arhajar arpun rew kadi ka an rew ban plela iki kenthai ban mi khmat ha ki ying darbar parliament but ying darbar thau an ki jilla hadu lai phulai percent. Katba ka Delimitation Bill arhajar arpun rew kadai ban penbon yaki constituency MP hakari barok away. Haka jinga kendu bikinong thok Khubor ha office jong ka seng BJP haka arpau tarik unong yalam ka BJP ubapet ka Meghalaya Prabhari Anil Anthony ringkap bikinong yalam jong ka party kila batai yaki jing thmu jong ka Tylli ki an rew. Uloong ladakani ka an rew kala yo ka jing menjur na ka ying darbar Lok Sabha ka Meghalaya kan jin dala yo sa kawai ka syuki MP bat kata kalong na kabenta ki kentai. Kiseng na kaliang persya ki bala kentat ye kini ki anraw kilong ka Congress ka Samajwadi Party Trinamool Congress bat ka DMK. National Secretary ka BJP ubapet ye ka jala Meghalaya u Anil K. Anthony hine kasngi habakren bikinong thok Khubor halor ka election MDC ha GHADC ulay thu baka seng BJP kala penkre banwat la ka sorkar jala kala buteng no shipor ya ka. Wa Anthony uloong baka BJP kade ka way ni kiseng san perthai ban penbana ya ki kertong MDC haswa begitu ki jingja kin wanja ha ka baka seng kala penbana ya ka arp kendai ngut ki kertong. Uloong baka seng ka don arngut ki MDC ha GHADC bat ki don ka jing kermen bikin job kambon na ka jing tere shitom jing kinong ilam jong ka seng. Habai day baka election siya ka ying darbar thau an ka jila haus nem arjar arpupra wa Anthony uloong baka BJP kan selep ha bat job kambon ban ya ka baka don menta. Hakathan siya tay lam miingi ka seng ha kini ki sinem baladep kam don bun ki MLA Henry da ka jing tere shitom ka BJP ringkat baka kenhun jong ke NDA kila yok ban sensyar Tali ke jala ne ki Pratali ha ka Tali ke jala la sensyar da ka BJP kata ka Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur bat Tripura. Wa Anil K. Anthony uloong ka jala Bihar ka ka jala ka pintre kamning kong ya ka Special Intensive Revision ya kinong tap vote. Uloong ke SIR kam ka sin ka beningkong hakari man la ka shiphouse nem ka judon wat ha ka porjong ka sorkar UPA ban penrung kertengi kinong tap vote pathamai ke bla kenjo sya ka khat pras nem karta ban wengi kinong tap vote ki bedon buntli ki kerteng bat ban kentat ki kinong tap vote ki bamdei kinong India. Habede baka kam kaput wa Anil K. Anthony uloong baka sorkar pedeng kala kerensyai bo menteri rang badu kari home minister kala kerensyai halor ka syongsuk syongsan ha kaput. Uloong ki don ki kaput aki jela ki bede ban pej perman bha bat ka sorkar NDA kala pej ye kini kijing aki kaput. Uloong baka sorkar kala care sainar ya ki kaput habun ki jela kentup ru ya ka jela Meghalaya.
Mrs. Arina Hemanta, State Office Bearer, State Secretary, Mrs. Ansi Sangma, Mrs. Daniel Nonglat, Mrs. Suzuki Pariat, Dia Rathorji and Priyambada Blaji. I'm here to discuss on some very important issues that the whole country had seen in the previous week. On the 16th, 17th and 18th, a special session of the Parliament was convened, and during the special session, 3 bills were moved by the Union Government. One was the Constitution 131st Amendment Bill, the second was the Delimitation Bill, and the third was the Union Territories Laws Amendment Bill. All the 3 laws were moved by the Union Government led by a Prime Minister with a historic motive to ensure that the women of the country, who constitute more than 50% of our population, gets equality and fairness in our democratic processes. However, unfortunately, in the 2 days where the session took place, the India Alliance members, the Congress Party, the Samajwadi Party, the TMC, the DMK, they all unfortunately sabotaged the bill. And finally, the bill that was moved by our Honorable Prime Minister with the sole intention to ensure justice and fairness and democratic participation for our women, it fell through. This is not the first time these kind of activities have happened, which was led by the Congress Party. There was a track record, a very clear track record of similar happenings in the past also. In 1996, it was the first time where then the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Devagowdaji's government, where the Women's Reservation Bill was bought by the government for the first time. At that point of time also, the Congress Party that was giving them outside support did not support it and the bill got sabotaged. Between 1998 and 2003, when the Honorable Prime Minister of India was the Atal Bihari Vajpayee, 4 times the Women's Reservation Bill was moved by the then NDA government. The bill requires two-third majority in both the houses. And the Congress Party again during that time also ensured that the bill did not go through in the parliament. In 2010, it was the time of the UPA government, and during that time, the Bharatiya Janata Party, as a responsible opposition party, ensured that when the Congress Party moved the bill in the Rajya Sabha, the party wholeheartedly supported that bill. But yet, because of electoral compulsions, the UPA government did not move the bill in the Lok Sabha, despite the chairperson of the Congress Party and the UPA being a woman, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. The bill was not even moved in the Lok Sabha, and finally, it did not pass again. In 2023, the Narendra Modi ji government passed the Women's Reservation Bill, and since in 2023 the NDA government had a very clear majority, the Congress had no other option but to support it, a pro forma endorsement when obstruction was no longer possible. However, according to the bill that was passed in 2023, it was linked to the delimitation process and the census of the currently ongoing census, which will only be over by 2027. And in the version that was passed in 2027, with that version, it would have been possible only to introduce the Women's Reservation Bill and make it applicable by 2034. So this parliament session was called by the NDA government to ensure that it is delinked from the delimitation process, and that in 2029 itself the bill can become a reality. However, once again, when it was moved in the parliament, the Congress Party and the India Alliance members, they created a lot of false narration and ensured that the bill does not go through. The Honorable Home Minister of India, while answering many of the questions of the opposition, had very clearly mentioned that he and the government is willing to have an amendment of the bill that was moved in the parliament, where no state will lose any existing seats, and every state a 50% increase in state will be done in a equitable manner, so that finally in the newly composed house also the current composition of the parliament will be absolutely maintained. Every state in India, including the state of Meghalaya, would have seen an increase in Lok Sabha seat. Currently, Meghalaya have 2 Lok Sabha MPs. It would have become 3, and it would have ensured that at least 1 out of 3 MPs in the state of Meghalaya also would always have been a woman. Such a opportunity unfortunately did not happen because of the negative politics of the Congress Party and the India Alliance. The delimitation is a constitutional obligation that has been postponed for a long time, that has led to this serious imbalance in our representation. The current parliament at this moment, there are 545 seats, and the seats and the boundaries have been decided based on the last census that happened in the census that happened in 1971, when India's population was only 54 crore. Now India's population is 140 crore, and the current amendments and the bill that was brought in by the NDA government would have ensured that the current parliamentary realities would be, it will be proportional to the existing realities in the country. Percent of our population would have got equitable democratic participation. However, the opposition has very clearly, they have tried to mislead the public. They have sabotaged one of the most important bills that have been brought into the parliament by any government, this time by the NDA governments, because the Congress and its allies fear that a woman receive their historic rights under the leadership of a prime minister, then remaining political ground they have will also slip away. And this is not surprising, because this is in the same Congress party, the same India Alliance members that in 1980s they had denied justice to a woman, Shabano, and had then stood with some of the radicals of the Muslim community. And it is the same Congress party and the India Alliance which, even 3 years back, when the Narendra Modi government, when we abolished triple talaq, was again standing with a lot of reactionary forces. However, one thing which the Bharatiya Janata Party will absolutely ensure the population of India, the public of India, is that the Modi government will firmly fight this anti-woman forces in the opposition, the Congress Party and the India Alliance members, for the rights of women, so that half the population of the country receives the place it rightfully deserves. The time has come for our women to respond through the power of their vote and push these arrogant and anti-woman parties to the margins of politics forever. The Bharatiya Janata Party strongly condemns the shameful, the undemocratic and anti-woman conduct of the opposition alliance, which we all witnessed in the parliament on the 16th and 17th of April. I thank you all for your attention. And all the leaders here will be very happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Why is existing constituencies to implement? And no parties are against it. I mean, as of now, all the parties are supporting the women's reservation bill, not the delimitation. So why the government did not go by the present existing delimitation without limitation?
Thank you for the question. As I had already mentioned earlier, there had been multiple instances in the past when various governments, once by Devagowdaji's government, 4 times by Atal Bihari Vajpayeeji's government, where various governments had tried to bring in the women's reservation bill. But the current opposition that now claims to be supporting the women's reservation bill and delimitation, all those times they raised technical issues and did not support. Now also in 2023, it was almost a unanimous vote, where 400 plus member of parliaments, when compared to 2 against, had supported the 2003 version of the bill. But in the 2003 version of the bill, it was said that the women's reservation will happen after the delimitation process, which will be most likely ending sometime in 2027. And after all the due processes, most likely the women's reservation bill in the 2023 version would have only started from 2034 or beyond. You asked a question which is, why not in the current form? The reasons are many. At this moment there are 545 seats, and in the women's reservation bill, 1/3 of the seats will be reserved for women. There will be a lot of political, even among the opposition itself, the parties that are claiming to support women's reservation bill itself, there will be a lot of lack of consensus when it comes to the seats that need to be reserved, which will again create another technical issue, which will ensure that this bill again won't become a reality. Which is why our Prime Minister and our government had done a methodological analysis and study of the situation. And finally, the Home Minister in the floor of the Parliament had very clearly said that what we are going to do is we are going to increase the number of seats by 50% in every state. For example, the state of Meghalaya got 2 seats, it will become 3. The state of Kerala got 20 seats, it will become 30. The state of Uttar Pradesh got 80 seats, it will become 120. So every state will have a 50% increase in seats, and that new seats will be, or based on the delimitation committee's recommendations, 50% of those, 33% of those seats will be reserved seats. So this way it will ensure that there is fairness, and it is also representing current realities. In currently the 545 seats we have, it is based on 1971 census, where India's population was only 54 crore. Now India's population is 140 crore, and in many of the constituencies across India now there are a lot of imbalances because of rise and fall of population in many places. All that would have been corrected right now, and the government was proposing equity and fairness and democratic participation for women, and also the parliament participation based on current realities.
Well, BJP has been very vocal about this women reservation bill and all. But when it comes to Meghalaya, we have seen that the party's participation in women participation in electoral politics is equal to none. Because you don't have female MLAs, and in fact you don't have women taking up big position like president, general secretaries and all in BJP. So why this is the difference? Why the party is not giving due respect to women when it comes to electoral politics or when it comes to party organization and setup?
So, thank you for your question. So one thing which we can again categorically say, at this moment in Meghalaya, the party only have 2 MPs, but I'm very sure that many of them contested that they couldn't get elected. I'm in the stage today with 4 or 5 of our senior most women leaders in Meghalaya, and multiple of them had contested last election, and we are very sure that in the coming years we will see more MLAs of Bharatiya Janata Party in Meghalaya, and also many women MLAs in Meghalaya also. And again, I can also very confidently assure you that the Bharatiya Janata Party is the only party in India which actually ensures that there is equitable women's representation among our office bearers also. Our elected representatives is in the hands of the people, and we are going to keep working and ensure that with time we will have multiple women's representatives also in the houses. But as far as our office bearers are concerned, in the national level, in the state level, in the district and in the booth level, we have always ensured that there is a minimum women's representation of a good number, which is substantially higher than any other national party across India. So, and in all the levels we are the party with the most number of women MPs, we are the party with the most number of women MLAs across India, we are the party with the most number of women ministers across India.
But will you go for women candidate for the Shillong constituency by election?
It is in anybody's hands. It is based on a lot of processes.
But you never had women candidate for Shillong constituency Lok Sabha election.
See, who will be the candidate in any election is not something which is based on just one factor. It is based on many factors. There will be many candidates who will be applying or showing interest, and finally the state leadership and the central leadership together will take the appropriate decision of who will be the apt candidate. There is a central election committee of the party which has a prime minister, the home minister, most of the other senior leaders, including former presidents, the current president, etc. And the central election committee takes decisions based on many criteria. And we will ensure that the best possible candidate, if we are contesting an election, will be contested. But at the same time, it is not possible to say who that candidate is or.
At least, do you have aspiring women candidate for Shillong constituency by election?
That is not something that I am aware of, to be very honest. It's too early to even discuss about it because the election commission still hasn't notified. We have very competent women leaders in Shillong also.
Some state issues we can take.
Some broader state issues I
Yeah,
can.
what about, just wanted to know the preparation for the party for the Garovils as well, 1.5 years now. Assembly election.
See, we are very confident that now the Garo Hills, the ADC elections have been postponed, I believe, to October. But the Bharatiya Janata Party was fully prepared for that election. Before the unfortunate turn of events, we were one of the first parties to announce our candidates for that election. In 29 seats, almost every seat except 3 or 4, we had announced our candidates and our candidates were on the ground. Last time we had 2 seats there. This time we will definitely improve our performance. And 2028, you can expect the Bharatiya Janata Party to be a much bigger political player in the state of Meghalaya also. In the last few years, across the northeast, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been expanding our footprints. 7 years back in the northeast, the party did not have a single state. Now 7 of the 8 states are governed by the NDA, including Meghalaya. 4 states, the BJP is the largest party, including in Assam, Arunachal, Manipur, and Tripura. And in other states also, the party is expanding our footprints. We will definitely see the party expand and get more representatives here. Like in every other state, the party is aspiring to be the number 1 party in Meghalaya also.
Well, there is a demand for SIR in Meghalaya. What is your take?
SIR is a process that is ongoing in several states across India. The Election Commission has announced for after Bihar. Bihar was the first election where after a while the SIR was restarted. The SIR is not a special intensive revision. It is not. This is not the first time in India's history it is happening. It is something that is mandated by the Constitution. And from 1950s, every decade, I don't have the exact years, but every decade from 1950s, in a regular interval, this process has happened. During the UPA government's time also, it has happened 2 or 3 times. And now after a brief period, the process is restarting. It first happened in Bihar, now 12 more states the process is ongoing. And the purpose of the SIR is to ensure that, there are 3 main purposes. One is to ensure that every person who is over 18 is in the electoral roll. The second thing is to ensure that, whoever is in the electoral roll, their names are not duplicated, etc., etc. Because there are many situations across India where, there are multiple people who, because of many reasons, sometimes it is unwillingly also, like when you shift states or when you shift residences, etc., you find themselves in multiple electoral rolls in multiple states. So these kind of things, now it is linked to the Aadhaar and the electoral ID also. So it is to ensure that one person has, all the people who are over 18 has a vote. The second thing is to ensure that a person only has one vote. And the third thing is to ensure that only those who are eligible to vote can vote, which is that finally in Indian Constitution, only a citizen of India can vote. There are some situations across India where, because of multiple reasons, including infiltration, people who are not citizens have also ended up in the electoral roll. So that is being removed also. So these are the 3 purposes of the SIR. It is happening in a very systematic manner across India. It is going to happen in Meghalaya also, and it is going to ensure that our democratic processes become more robust and transparent.
How do you see the problem of illegal infiltration in Meghalaya as alleged by?
It's a serious concern. Our central government has, a prime minister or home minister, etc., have given very clear views on the subject. In many of the states, border states across India, it is a concern. But now the central leadership is working to ensure that the concerns are mitigated. There are multiple activities that are happening. For example, there are fencing of the borders in most of the states that are happening, including in Meghalaya. There are greater overseeing by the different forces also. And it is I'm not fully competent to give much details on it. You will have to check with somebody from the Home Ministry. But we are working on it, and we will ensure that the dangers of the infiltration will be eradicated with that.
But do you think that enough is done to check this illegal infiltration into the Meghalaya?
Yeah, we are working more and more, and we are finding solutions.
You must have been briefed about the green activist staging hunger strike on an issue of environmental concern, where it is integrated with the luxury hotel.
This is not something I'm aware of. Thank you. If anybody else have any questions, you can take also.
Tulis pun kecingwan topi ke media kalau kemba PI Khubor sekibai ru bantip ya kajing hap no jong kani kalai persen kap hak joki kentai ba bong no te pidani ene kaliang jong media bantip jingle halor kani mentagasi wan I in charge jong ka state Meghalaya I sir Anil ke Anthony dalawan IP ya kani ka Khubor hakabede bakani ka benda
Menurut saya pada hadirin ba apa parlimen kim Samla pas dia kini ka bir dah kecil bersah juga.
Nah kalian juga kung kanong yalam ba mat ya ki kentay nga pendamjur ya karai jong ka kiliang ang persya jong ka yang dor ba thau ai bang agajik shisha ka I ka bang kalinti ka bang ila shim apo kajing penya jing yalam jong prime minister bahedo jong ni Narendra Modi ubala ai ka bahak na mentagi kentay ban long kilong yalam Banlong kita ginong yalam kum kita ginong nikmat na mentah ka jela bat mentah gari te ngasngo ba ka jingdunong ka bakra ban ni penramjur hiya ka kongres bat ya kini ki opposition party ki ba wan ban penhab ya kata kum ka priangka ro ka badai ka kenthei hi nga penramjur ya ka namar ba makaro ka de ka kenthei hi kam shim support ya kita ki kenthei ban ra lang ha kata ka yeng dor ba thau an bangin ya trei na mentah ka imlang ka salang bangin ya kentiu ya kari te but kabash kamkiangi pendam ke jing slokia akabede ba Khuborjylla Meghalaya namar ni yang ni de kita ki khasi ki ba ni ya kami obor kindia da akabede ba kata ka kur ka jai ka po ka ba ki kun iti la itu na ka kemi de ngis ngau ba ka jing sosi ba ka jing diaw ba ni dan kata ka jing persya ya kini ki opposition party ke balong ke kongres la ni kini ki badan ki DMK ba baro hi ki bam shim la Ibam chimla shim ya kata karai ban ai ya kata ka bahak jadi kintai kalai pulai persen.
Ang iyo ipat ba ka NDA ka don arspa kanai ko tam hid ko ka dorbar. Handrai kiba tepat kiba kersangkat kidon dang ba arspa so ko tam. Tapi don iyo bar ngpat itu kiba persya kiba dei na ka NDA.
Hot. Ni kata ke ni guru ni dan ni kata bang ong ni la ya le hitom mangiru ni la ya mi ni la ya rai kan ka so ngai I ba Khuborjylla jong ni ngai ba ki kentai shisha ya kata ki la no men sim ban ya mi bat bon hi kembok maju ong hi ba ka jing sa not na yeng ban mi shabar ni not ten rai kan ka kenti menta ka de ka jing la ya I jingai ba kin sami kita ki face leader no jong Khuborjylla jong ni ki babon ki kentai Nilai trishtom nilai mi syakaman re ni melani ai kani ka syong ba ka ta ka jing ya persya jing ki ka long pe bakim kwa ya ka kenthei ban kiu hayeng dor bar thawan kila khang direct ba ka kenthei kambet ban yang hador bar thawan tingi pendam jur ya kani ka jingle jong ka kini kiliang persya